MJ. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. I thought it stopped recording. Goodness, I'm like, no, I've recorded this like 4 times already. Anyways, so welcome back to my channel. It is so good to see you all again. Thank you to all my new subscribers. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel as well as like and share as we get better together on this financial journey to freedom. All right. So we're going to go ahead and dive into paying ourselves first. So just bear with me a moment while I pull up our presentation for today. I'm still trying to get used to the flow of technology. Oh, it loaded up quick this time. Woohoo! All right, so pay yourself first. Tips for financial freedom with MJ. So full disclosure, I am not a financial advisor. This is just for fine education, entertainment purposes only. Want to be very, very, very clear on that. So let's jump right in. So the topics we're going to be covering today, the first one is going to be, what does paying yourself mean? Okay, so just to jump back really quick, we did talk about this in budgeting. We also did discuss this in our 7 Cures to a Lean Purse. So we're just expanding upon that information. Okay. A portion of all you earn is yours to keep. Say that to yourself every day. I have to remind myself of this every time I get paid, because you start thinking about all the other obligations. Make yourself the first obligation. It is a set amount that belongs to you and only you, or belongs only to you, a treasure you build up for yourself. Think emergency funds or similar products. This portion can be as little or as much as you think appropriate. Most say at least 10%. I agree with 10%. Don't be cheap when it comes to yourself. Again, think about how much money you spend on takeout and things of that nature. Make sure you're putting money aside for yourself first. Why is it important? Saving money for yourself is important for the following reasons. Number one, you're essentially stealing from yourself. And to unpack that quickly, what that means in the simplest terms is just what it says. Don't rob yourself. Make yourself a priority. Every time you get paid, any kind of increase, whether it's tips, payroll, if someone is a blessing to you and they say, hey, here's $20, take $2, put it aside for yourself. The other 18 is yours. If you're a tither, you know that 16 belongs to you, and then the rest, 10 for him and 10 for you. Okay. However you decide to do those denominations, make sure that you're always included in the first cut, okay? When you see the amount grow, it's very rewarding. So once you make that sacrifice, that huge $2 sacrifice, and you put it away, you will see it. 2 will turn into $4, 4 will turn into 8, and so on and so forth. You will see multiplication take place in your life. When it rains, it won't pour, okay? You'll be more prepared for emergency, hence, the emergency funds, things of that nature. And I'll just, be fully transparent. It was kind of embarrassing when I sat down to, not kind of, it was, I guess, it was super embarrassing for me, because I feel like, at my age and what I've learned over the years, I was a little like taken aback that I hadn't used discipline in that area. But when I was speaking to someone about my financial situation, when I was restructuring and redoing some things, they're just like, well, why don't you have an X amount of dollars saved for yourself? That's a great question. Why haven't I been investing that money into myself? I could tell you on the short and long, it's because I was spending it on other things and not making myself a priority, is essentially what that boiled down to. So again, you want to make room for you, so when you find you in a situation, you can get you out of it, okay? And it encourages you again to control your spending more. Again, looking and see, are you spending more money on DoorDash than you are on yourself? Are you spending more money on, the hottest sale that just came on? If you have clothes and, like I said, things of that nature that are worth more than what you have in your savings account for you, you're going to want to recalibrate some things for sure. Okay, so we're going to move on. How to implement. How do we apply this? What do we do here? So you can apply this to your life by doing the following. You're going to want to incorporate it into your budget. Excuse me if I get loud. I get excited and I get loud. So yeah, you're going to incorporate it into your budget. Just like I showed you last week, set an amount. That's your amount. Stick to it. Goes in the budget. That's it. You want to use a mason jar or some kind of cup, whatever you have, jar you have laying around, like I said, around the home. You want to store your spare change. Some people will use like huge water bottles, like the ones that you get on the bubbler. Whatever you want to use. I'm not going to carry around 5 gallons worth of change, but that's completely up to you. Um, and your small bills too. However you do it, just discipline yourself to do it, and then check to see how much you've earned. Some people will get like those cool little piggy banks where when you put money in there, it'll tell you how much is in there. Whatever you need to do to incentivize yourself to do it, you can just make it happen. You're going to want to set up automatic transfers like Save the Change or a Roundup program. You'll also want to keep that new booty in an interest. Sorry, a little pirate joke because treasure. It was moving on. In an interest bearing account. Think money market or something to that effect. And if you want me to talk more about these types of products, we can definitely dive into that in a later video. But you want to make sure that the money that you're saving is making more money. Okay. If you are in the cryptoverse, they call it staking. You stake it till you make it. It's the same situation with your liquid money. Okay, you want to take it and put it somewhere in an interest bearing account. And I know a lot of you are going to get snarky and talk about how the Fed's rates are up. It doesn't matter. As long as it does matter, but it doesn't matter in the sense that the point of it is to get used to putting your money away and not touching it and saving it for you. Okay, and one of the biggest things to keep doing that again is to incentivize yourself with little treats, rewards. If a treat is you getting an extra penny on top of what you've saved, you have an extra penny. We can talk about how accounts depreciate and things like that, or we can stay focused and just get in the habit of giving to ourselves. So we're going to conclude and talk about the question of the week. So the bottom line is the concept of paying yourself at first is hard to grasp because you don't realize the negative impact that not doing so can have on your life. Self-love is very important, and what better way to say I love me than putting a little treasure aside for you and only you. Start with a small amount and watch yourself grow richer and richer by the day. It sounds so cheesy, but I'm telling you, if you can flag down someone who's wealthy or at least financially literate, they're going to tell you that this is one of the things that they do, period. So yeah, again, start with that small amount. Watch yourself grow richer. Excuses keep you in the poorhouse. That's it. Make it happen for you. Or in this case, I had to make it happen for me. And I'm proud to say that I do this. Some weeks I do the 10%. Some weeks it's not the full 10%. Not going to sit here and fib. But I am in the habit of making sure that whatever I have, I put it to myself. And to even kind of take it a step further before we get to the last talking point, which is next week's, which our question for this week. And we'll, kind of go from there. Is when you are on this financial journey, remember it's baby steps. You're running a marathon. You're not doing a sprint. If it took you, let's say, 20 years to get into debt, it's not going to take you 2 minutes to get out of it. A lot of places, and not even just debt, but just if you're not in a place where you feel like you can make certain decisions and take care of certain things for yourself or for your family. I know a lot of places say you can do this in 30 days, you can do that in such and such a day. I'm telling you, the quickest way for you to start to break free is in the mind and then the actionable steps. You taking a little bit and putting it aside from yourself is an actionable step. And then there was somewhere else I was going to go with this, but I forgot, so I'm going to let it go. And we'll just get into the question of next week, which is, how do you plan on applying this principle to your life? Are you going to do the change? Are you going to do, will you do it by 1,000 cuts? And like I said, put aside this small change. Are you going to set it up through certain accounts where you have some of your payroll deposited? We can just chat about it in the comment section. I would love to hear some of your ideas of, how you pay yourself and creative ways that you're building your wealth. Be encouraged, as I heard another queen say on her channel, I love you all to the bank and back. I love that. because it's so true. I want you all to really just break free. I know there's so many things that are going on in the world right now that look very discouraging. I'm telling you, you can create your own life. You can take control no matter how bleak it is. You can make it happen. All right? It was so fun hanging out with you. I'm going to look a little weird because I'm still figuring out how to edit these videos. So I'll just talk you out and say thank you so much for joining again. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.